Meet Christa, 10,000 Villages Administrative Assistant.
My name is Christa Young. I'm the administrative assistant, so that's kind of it's a very broad job that I have. It's mostly things that are not critical to the store but need to be done, and I kind of take the load off the store manager, running errands, money to the bank, dealing with a few vendors in a few situations. So, well, fair trade, a very simplified version of it when people ask me about it is just that it's the principle of fairness to the artisans who are making the merchandise. That, it's so common that any kind of supplier is just given the least possible amount of money. The Walmart principle, whatever, just squeeze it, down to nothing. And that's prevalent throughout most of the commerce throughout the world. Well, there's a better way to do things, and that is to treat people fairly for the products that they produce. So that's what fair trade is in essence to me, is just making it possible for the folks that are supplying these goods and the artisans who are making them to provide a marketplace for them to where they can receive a fair wage and a living wage. Well, 10,000 Villages is not exclusively geared towards assisting women as such, but honestly, I'm sure the vast majority of our artisans are women, for the most part because their opportunities are there's less opportunities, they're limited, more limited than for men. We do have lots of good male artisans as well, but it specifically, I think, trickles down in that if you help the woman, then the woman's family is provided for better, and you help a family, and that helps. It's the principle of, what is that principle?
A domino effect.
Yeah, kind of a domino effect would be my economics professor would cringe. That was a long time ago. Anyway. You help a woman, and that helps an entire community in that respect by helping her family. So that I think is a real close tie-in for International Women's Week, in that it is that's what we're trying to do is help women on an international scale, providing a marketplace for them. Well, I am a great reader. I love to. And I was just realizing this other day. I like to learn. I like to learn things, and I think that's why one of the reasons I read, one of the reasons I love 10,000 Villages, one of the reasons that I think more active pursuits rather than cooking or whatever, cooking, knitting, that sort of thing, have never interested me that much. It's I don't know that I have any particularly adventuresome or unusual hobbies or pursuits, but just to be involved in something that's purposeful and needed, like to be needed, do something that's worthwhile. Gosh, let's see. I'm reading now Pursuit of an End, which is quite interesting. I've been reading more about. I'm very interested in politics, and I have one now that I have not finished. This is The Way We Were, I believe it is, by, I think it's George Friedman, or Thomas Friedman, about not necessarily the decline of the United States, but the changes. Yeah, just since in my lifetime, tremendous changes, and the acceleration of them, and what we need to do. And they're not all positive, of course, and what we need to do to, what we should do if we could do to retain, not necessarily retain our place in the world. It's not that sort of thing, but to make the most of the it kind of ties in with fair trade in that, this country, we are so blessed, in so many ways, in our economics, in our geography, in just this, the situation that we have, the stable political climate, the actual geographical climate, all the blessings that we have in not meant in a religious way, but we're just loaded with everything that's good, and therefore we have a lot of responsibility to take care of things and to do the right thing and to not be the ugly Americans that think they're the best. There's a lot of responsibility to the blessings that we have. So anyway, I'm getting where's that soapbox? Oh, let's see. I'm sitting on it. We have a lovely little pet. We have a little miniature schnauzer that's I've heard that dogs are kind of like toddlers. They have about that intelligence of a 2 or 3 year old, and I believe it. It's just a little member of the family, just a little doll. And I never had many years I didn't have any pets. I just didn't have time when I worked, and my husband didn't like animals. But now that we're retired, we have more time to worry about things like that. So anyway.